We are so excited to have everyone here today and to be celebrating entrepreneurship. So The Right Place is a regional nonprofit economic development organization supporting 6 counties in West Michigan. Our goal is to advance the regional economy, and especially in rural communities like Newaygo, Oceana, and Lake, that includes fostering entrepreneurship. My name is Julie Burrell, and I'm responsible for economic development in Newaygo County. As a nonprofit entity, we wanted to take a moment to recognize the organizations who invest in our local county efforts, making our everyday work possible. Here's a list of all the organizations who invested in Newaygo County economic development in 2020.
Hi, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Jody Nichols, and I want to also thank our supporters in Oceana County of the Oceana County Economic Alliance and our work there, as well as our supporters in Lake County.
So Pitch North was created in 2018 to fill the gap of support for entrepreneurs in our rural communities of Lake, Oceana, and Newaygo counties. As we are now in our 3rd year, I thought it would be fitting to take a look back at the past few years. In the first 2 years, Pitch North secured over $22,000 in sponsorships and awarded almost $18,000 to these 10 local entrepreneurs. This year, we will award $10,000 to this group of finalists. Today's prizes range from $500 all the way to $4,500 for first place, which means every single finalist will walk away with a cash prize. And thanks to the Lakeshore Fab Lab, each finalist will also receive a complimentary membership, which we'll learn more about in a little while. Today would not be possible without our Pitch North sponsors: the Adama Family Gift Fund, Fremont Area Community Foundation, Shelby State Bank, Consumers Energy, West Shore Community College, River Country Chamber of Commerce, DTE Energy, the City of Newaygo, the City of Fremont, the City of Hart, Gerber Federal Credit Union, and the Lakeshore Fab Lab. So we'll get started in just a minute, but I'd like to cover a couple quick housekeeping notes. If you aren't familiar with Zoom, there should be a menu on the bottom of your screen where you will find your mute and unmute and start and stop video buttons along with the chat. There should also be a button on the top right of your screen where you can change your view between speaker and gallery view. And if you're joining from your phone, you should be able to just swipe left or right to change your view. And if you've joined us in past years, you know the vibe. We are here to celebrate. So I invite you to join me at home or at your office with your favorite beverage as we toast to entrepreneurship. I will be your MC tonight, and you already met Jody. She'll be moderating our chat and ensuring that you stay muted when you're supposed to. We also have Travis Alden, who is the Director of Business Development at The Right Place, and he will be wrangling the judges during their deliberation session and keeping time for our entrepreneurs. So next, I would like to take a second to introduce our judges who are volunteering their time for us tonight to make some really tough decisions. So judges, if you want to take a second to just say hi after I introduce you. First up, we have Rich Houdeman, who is the Community Affairs Manager with Consumers Energy and also a member of the Newaygo County Economic Development Advisory Committee. I think you're out there, Rich.
Good luck today.
We also have Nicole Steele-Kleiner, who is the Community and Economic Development Director with the City of Hart.
Hi, everyone. Good luck today.
We have Marie Elliott, the Certified Business Consultant with the Small Business Development Center.
Hi, everyone. Looking forward to the pitches. Good luck.
We have Melissa Evans, Commercial Lender with Northern Initiatives.
Hi, everybody. Good luck today.
And we also have Tracy Straight, Vice President and Commercial Loan Officer with Shelby State Bank.
Hi, everyone. Good luck.
Okay, so it is time to get started. So each entrepreneur will have 5 minutes to pitch. The judges will then have up to 5 minutes to ask any clarifying questions. After all of the pitches are complete, we will then have a chance for the audience to ask some of the questions of the entrepreneurs. So if you have a question at any time throughout the pitches or anything, just go ahead and put it in the chat function directed to Jody, and then we'll get to it during the Q&A section. So each of the entrepreneurs, you all have slides today. So simply just say next slide as you want me to advance. Don't wait for the screen to change so you don't waste any of your precious 5 minutes, and just keep on rolling with your pitch. So Travis will be keeping time, and your time will start when you begin speaking. He will play this sound. That wasn't very loud.
Oh, shoot. All right.
But he'll play that sound when you have 60 seconds remaining, and then he will play this sound when your time is up. Okay, so first up, we are going to have Eric Carson with Carson Family Beef. And I'm going to pin each of the videos during the pitches so that way everyone in the audience can see our entrepreneur, see who's talking. So, okay, Eric, your time will start when you are ready. So take it away whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Eric Carson from Carson Family Beef. This is our store where we sell our meat. This is my family, my wife, and our 2 kids. Next. Why we're a 3rd generation dairy farm. Why did we decide to sell beef? Well, in 2009 or 2020, COVID hit, and everyone knows the meat in the stores was hard to find. Our first calves were born from our Holstein cows. Were born on or during the end of March. So we decided, why don't we try to raise these ourselves and sell them? So that's how Carson Family Beef became an idea. Next. We are truly a family operation. Even the kids help and nieces and nephews. Next. Ways to sell our animals. There's 3 different ways you can sell our animals. Each one adds value back to the producer and remove steps in the process by cutting out the middleman. We sell our meat in quarters, halves, and wholes, and we also sell direct retail cuts to the consumers. Next. Why did we decide to sell retail cuts? We decided to sell retail cuts because we put a Facebook post out there in January and decided to get feedback from the consumers of what they wanted. And many wanted to be able to produce smaller amounts of meat because their freezer space or money didn't line up. How do we compare in prices to other local businesses that sell meat? We are actually lower by about 20%. You ask why this is? That's because in the stores, the farmer only gets about 39% of the retail price. And by eliminating going to a store with their meat, we can keep some of that profit back for ourselves and offer the consumer a lower price to purchase the same quality of meat. We also know our break even on what it costs us to produce. Next, we also accept 3 different types of payment: cash, card, and we also accept SNAP and EBT. Next, we decided this was important because there's many schools in our area that have free or reduced lunch for their students, which means a lot of the area families should qualify for SNAP. Currently, about 20% of our sales in 2 weeks have been with SNAP. Location: we are located just a quarter mile off M20 on Stone Road in Hesperia. The traffic on M20 is a lot. There's between 5,000 and 10,000 cars a day, and Stone Road has just under 4,000 a day. Next. What we could do with our winnings. Winnings could help us in many different ways. Next, first one would be security. Security would help us not only by providing us security, but these cameras would also be able to allow us to communicate 2 ways. So the customer could talk to us if we were not there at that time. We could help them with whatever they needed. Next. More products. We'd also like to purchase a fridge to sell more products, specifically butter and cheese from the milk company we belong to. But to do this, we have to meet different qualifications from MDARD. So we need to make some changes to the building to do this. Next. Advertising and signage. Next.
Recording in progress.
There's next. We'd like to put signs on M20, possibly like a Pure Michigan sign. We have looked into doing that, but we don't know what the qualifications are for that. We'd also like to maybe join the Fremont Area Chamber of Commerce and the Superior Chamber of Commerce because community is important to us. And since we're a farm, we'd like to support our local community fairs too. Next. Animals are important too. We need animals. Newborn calves are about $250 each, and feeders are around $600. It takes 15 months from birth to slaughter to get them there. All profits from the animals are reinvested into the operation, and it costs right now roughly around $1,300 in feed to raise the animals. And corn price is continuing to go up, so it's even going to be more. Our long-term goals would be able to put a store up on M20 on land we own to sell locally made products and other Michigan-made products to the consumers. That's what I got for you today.
All right. I think you're a little bit early maybe with time, so that's great. Any last minute, I don't know how many seconds you have left or anything, but any last minute things that you want to mention?
Thank you to all the sponsors today for putting on this wonderful program.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Eric. So judges, do we have any questions?
How many employees do you have?
For the operation of the beef, right now we have no employees. It's just me and then family members. So it'd be me, my wife, and then my brother and his wife.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions from judges?
If we have a little bit of extra time, I'd just ask, the ability to handle a little bit of growth. Do you feel like you have the space to accommodate, growth targets that you have maybe going out a couple of years or?
We have plenty of space to be able to grow to sell more. It's just being able to find spots and processors right now to get the animals in. Those are very, very hard to come by. So we have 16 slots scheduled between now and the end of the year for animals to go in. So we have room to grow yet even more, but we also need to figure out what the supply and demand is, which right now the demand looks pretty good.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions from judges? All right, thank you so much, Eric. Okay, so next up, we are going to have Courtney from Courtney's Canine Creations, and she's located in Oceana County. So I'm going to go ahead and pin her video for everybody. And Courtney, same process as with Eric. So your time will start when you begin talking, and Travis will play that reminder at 60 seconds, and then another one when your time is up. So we are ready whenever you are. And you might be muted.
Hi, my name is Courtney. I'm 29 years old and I've been a Hesperia resident for most of my life. I've been dog grooming since 2013 and I received most of my training from my now retired boss and former owner of Pampered Pets Fremont. Me and Brian are still good friends and he continues to be my guide to small business ownership. Next slide. In my years working in a busy dog salon, a couple things always seem to come up. Dogs coming to their appointments would walk into a whirlwind of bustling people, dogs barking, and equipment buzzing. So understandably, they'd want to turn right back out the door. Another issue that I ran into were the constant distractions, the phone ringing, customers in and out, and I always find myself having to stop working on my scheduled dog to assist with other things. Next slide. So in my salon, I want to change up the environment. My services will be distraction-free, one-on-one, in a peaceful atmosphere. To achieve this, I would schedule dogs in a way that minimizes having other dogs and customers in the salon during appointment times. No answering the phone while grooming, and offering services as appointment-based, no walk-in services. Next slide. I feel my services will appeal to owners who have dogs with anxiety or are fearful, owners who are just looking to have a positive experience for their dog being groomed. And I also see a lot of clientele starting just from the overflow of other salons. There's only a couple of brick and mortar salons in the surrounding areas, and usually they're booked out to up to a month. So, next slide. I have a conveniently located space in Hesperia planned out. It's right on Main Street and it's being remodeled right now. The goal would be hopefully open by this fall. The owners of the space also think the grooming shop would do well in Hesperia, and they're going to renovate the space to fit my needs at no cost to me. Next slide. Any prize money won from this opportunity would be used towards opening a storefront and working capital. I may need a deposit and first month's rent to move in. That would be $600. Business insurance requires a deposit of $110. High quality products and equipment gives me an edge over other salons and will ensure a good quality groom. I'll probably need about $500 for the first initial month of product and equipments like shampoos, loops, muzzles, safety gates, things like that. And a grooming table, a bathtub, and a high velocity dryer, that would be about $2,300 for all that. That gives me a total about $3,510 to start up. And then if I won first, the remaining $990 would be for the first couple months of utilities and bills. Next slide. So not only would it be awesome to bring some more business into my little town, I think it would help existing businesses as well. People could shop or grab a bite to eat while waiting for their dog to be groomed. My hopes are to open up this fall and with the high demand for dog grooming, be able to hire an employee, but still maintain that calm, peaceful environment. First place would put my plans to a reality and give me the opportunity to start on becoming a successful and lasting small business. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Courtney. So I think you had a little bit of time left too. I just heard that 1 minute warning. So any last minute things that you want to say before we go to the judges?
Nope, I'm just ready for any questions.
Okay, great. Judges, do you guys have any questions at all for Courtney?
Courtney, is this your full-time job?
Yes, I'm currently on maternity leave here now really, but before I went on leave, this is what I've been doing since 2013. For someone else though, this is just an idea for me to start on my own after the maternity leave.
How many employees are you projecting to have? Will it be just yourself or will you be adding any jobs?
I would like to start out hiring one person, and I think with the space that I have, I don't think that we could really fit another one. But hopefully with some growth and opportunity later on down the road, we could find a bigger space in town and maybe be able to hire some more.
Thank you.
Hey,
Courtney,
Courtney,
did
do you
you-
have,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Courtney, this is a great idea. Do you have an idea of how you feel your revenues coming in, what you'll need to cover anticipated expenses of a potential loan or, rent and all that stuff? How many, how that'll work out because you have very unique customized services. So, do you figure you need to work on like 5 dogs a day, or do you have a sense of what your volume needs to be in order to make your numbers work?
I do have a sense. It's hard to get it pinpointed, just because every service is different for each dog. But typically I do the 5 dogs a day, and I think that would put me at a profitable number with my overhead.
Tracy, did you have a question?
No, I was on the same lines. I just wondered if you had put together a business plan and determined when your break-even point was and in order to cover the expenses, those type of things.
Yeah, I have sat down and broke it down. I mean, it's kind of hard to, make it exact just because I don't know what those bills are exactly when it comes to like water and electricity. But I did do a good estimate and, what I'd be bringing in versus what needs to go out.
Any other questions from any of our other judges?
Courtney, do you know what the size of your market is for your geographic area that you're covering? You know, how many dogs are there?
I wouldn't say I know that exactly. Just from working in grooming salons, though, I know it's a really high demand kind of market right now. Lots and lots of calls, new customers. I think a lot of people during the shutdown had gotten a lot of dogs too. So, I mean, this year's been kind of crazy with people wanting their dog groomed. I mean, you call a grooming salon right now and you're probably looking at a 4-week wait just to get an appointment.
So are you working for groomers in the area currently, or are you in a different market, or?
Currently, I work for a grooming salon in Twin Lake, Loving Paws.
Okay,
That I started this year. Up until then, I was working at Pampered Pets for probably a good 6-7 years.
okay, okay. Is there a lot of competition? And sorry, I'm having horrible internet issues, so people are coming in and out, but is there a lot of competition in the area currently?
No, not really. I would say Pampered Pets, well, now Precision Pet Grooming is probably the biggest competitor there in Fremont. Other than that, I don't think there's really any in Oceana County. I know that there's the Precision in Fremont, and then there's the one on Stone Road in Fremont who grooms from her home. But as for brick and mortar, I think you'd have to go to Muskegon really to find more brick and mortar.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, maybe time for one last judge question if anyone else has one. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Courtney. All right, so next up we have Caleb, who owns a Garden in the Woods farm in Oceana County. So Caleb, we are ready whenever you are ready.
All right, can everyone hear me this evening? Perfect. All right. Hello, my name is Caleb Davis Dykema, and I'm the sole proprietor of a Garden in the Woods, my organic farm, my organic vegetable and cut flower farm and delivery service located in Hart, Michigan. I have 20 years of experience in horticulture and management of staff, and 5 years experience developing a loyal and passionate customer base through farmers markets. My farm produces crops from March to December and is cultivating crops year-round. The farm's products are currently sold completely through my Farm and Floral Club subscription delivery service. Members purchase a subscription of vegetables and flowers for 14 weeks in the summer, 8 weeks in the fall, and then receive first-come access to all sales of the first produce and flowers available in the early spring, March through May, and again in December. Included in the membership, I provide a home delivery service for my customers' produce and flowers once weekly to a targeted range in Oceana County, Michigan. In March of last year, I watched the world as we knew it begin to change. I had previously sold a Garden in the Woods exclusively at farmers markets, but due to COVID safety concerns, I made the decision to drop out of markets. Before I told my loyal customers of the new direction I had chosen for the Farm and Floral Club, I would have never known that a limited scheduled farmers market had been such a barrier to sales for my local vegetables. Last year, my farm received a whole new clientele of customers who love local food and flowers, but for various reasons could not make it to the market regularly. My previous market customers began to average an even higher amount of spending per week due to having their produce delivered to their door. I believe the competitive edge to this business model is that it offers busy families, working individuals, retirees, and everyone in between the chance to conveniently secure fresh, local, organic produce while building a deeper understanding of what it takes to grow food in our climate. People now eat seasonally, whatever's freshest on the farm throughout the year, and as such have a deeper connection to the farm. After transitioning last June, the surprising success of the Farm and Floral Club gave me the financial confidence to make the farm my full-time employment this year. From the success of last year's sold-out memberships in less than 3 hours to a sustainable 30% increase of the club's memberships in 2021 has proved the farm's financial security. My customer base at A Garden in the Woods has expanded since we transitioned to the delivery service, and this year the wait list for the Farm and Floral Club was twice what the farm had capacity for, indicating a path towards continued profitability and expansion as I build infrastructure to meet demand for fresh and locally grown flowers. I've developed contacts with a local SCORE group for when questions arise, and I have taken advantage of many trainings through the SBDC, USDA, and MSU Extension on starting your business, financial responsibility, building credit for your business, and of course, food safety. If I were honored with the first prize, it would be a total game changer for my farm. With the $4,500, I could do two things that would dramatically up-level my business. First, I would build the entire refrigeration station to keep our organic flowers and vegetables at their peak of freshness without preservatives. And secondly, I would hire a part-time flower harvester. The refrigeration station would extend the shelf life of my fresh products by 10 days, and I could increase revenue streams by a projected 20% through pickup to those outside my delivery range and through wholesale outlets like grocery stores and florists. Runner-up funds would go to, but not completely fund, the refrigeration station, and no hiring can happen until this infrastructure is built. First, I just wanted to say how honored I simply am to be chosen as a finalist. I am by nature an introvert who loves to farm and be in the dirt, and presentations aren't usually part of my wheelhouse. That said, I'm really proud of how I've built my business over the past several years, all while working another full-time job until now. That labor of love has allowed me to cultivate a strong customer base and see a return on my investment and see my community live a more healthy and vibrant life. Additionally, I have not taken on any debt while I have grown my business. Currently, I have more demand than I can supply alone, but the refrigeration station, coupled with the support of a part-time person, I could quickly escalate sales. This assistance is something I've long needed, but could never fully afford until this new business model. Lastly, my ultimate goal is to partner with food banks for the elimination of abundant products, and the assistance of an employee would help to put these partnerships in place. By funding me, you would make a huge impact. My first generation farm providing health.
Thank you so much, Caleb. Sorry, I don't know if it was my internet or yours that cut out just at the very, very end, but otherwise made it through completely fine. Okay, so that was really exciting. So judges, what questions do you have for Caleb?
Hey, Caleb, you had mentioned that you were looking at hiring at least one part-time person, and that you wouldn't be able to hire any more until the rest of the infrastructure is finished. Do you know the cost and how long you think that might take until you get to the point that you can hire another full-time person?
It kind of depends on you know, how much prize money would be awarded. And alternatively, if the prize money was, the $500 or something like that, I'd immediately start looking into grants to finance this. I know the USDA provides a lot of grants for young farmers and new farmers. So that would be something I would be looking at next.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi, Caleb. I'm curious, how do people find you? How are you marketing this?
Last year, basically, I reached out to former market customers, and basically that filled a large amount of the group. And otherwise, it was just through, we have a Facebook group that's kind of highly active, and a lot of people have joined that I didn't previously know at the market. And so it was basically through that it filled last year. And then basically word of mouth for this year filled even more. So
that's awesome. So you have a lot of potential for growth.
Yes. Yeah.
Caleb, you did a good job. Well prepared, well researched. Did you can you touch a little bit on your memberships again?
Yeah. So basically there's two different memberships that can be signed up for the year. One of them is a vegetable membership, and then there's the flower club membership. And so people can opt in for both of those. There's two different sizes of vegetable shares, and that basically markets to single people or couples without families and kids. And then there's a large share for people that are a little more vegetable centric, or if they have a large family. So there's the summer season, the fall season, and then once you become a Farm and Floral Club member, you have access to all sales that happen in March through April. And people just go on the web store and make orders in the spring. And then once again in December, you know, we don't run the season into December because everything comes out of the hoop houses at that point. So, you know, it's not the full production of the rest of the year. So people can just go into the web store during that time and make orders as well.
And just a quick follow-up and I'll be done. So as far as percentage of your revenues, what do you count on that for your you know, budget?
I guess I don't fully understand the question.
Oh, is there not a I guess maybe I'm not understanding. Okay.
It's yeah, so when people sign up, they basically buy into like the 14 weeks.
Okay.
And so they're getting the membership, but they're also getting the product, basically signing up for the whole thing. So
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
So you really pivoted your company from going to the farmer's market to doing this online membership is really what you did with COVID in that. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You know, I basically start planting for the year in January and February, and basically watching COVID unroll and wondering if farmers markets were even going to happen. And, you know, as we all know, people coming together in the past year was not a thing that people were doing. And so luckily I had, you know, made a name for myself and had built a customer base before this hit, because I always wonder what would happen if I was a brand new business. I don't think I would have been able to, you know, reach out to folks and without a reputation and say, oh, hey, I'm doing this thing, you know, hopefully you want to come along.
Well, good.
I've got a two-part question.
Yeah.
One, how big is your farm operation acreage wise? And we noticed especially when COVID hit, it's not just the delivery, but do you have like contactless pickup that people could do as well?
I do contactless delivery, and one hope by doing the refrigeration station is that people could do contactless pickup, so that they could basically pop open the door, orders would be waiting. Yeah, it was last year, it was basically just going as a contactless delivery service. But as we return to normalcy, I hope that I can serve people also outside of my delivery range as well, because right now it's very kind of specific to Western Oceana County that I offer the delivery service to.
All right, any other questions? Maybe one final question from a judge, or are we all set? Okay. All right, next up we have Whitney. So I'm going to pin her video. Okay, so Whitney, same story as the last couple times. We'll get your time started whenever you start talking, and then let me know when you want me to advance your slides.
Based cold pressed juice service that serves raw and mostly organic juice to Newaygo County. My desire and passion is to serve our community with nutrient dense, health enhancing, and delicious cold pressed juice. I like to say that I came by juicing honestly, as my maternal grandmother made fresh juice and touted the benefits to anyone who needed it, which was everyone. My professional experience in juicing started 4 years ago when I stepped into a popular juice bar in Central Florida and told the owner, I want to work for you. The next week, I became a juice barista and ended up managing the juice box. After finishing my yoga certification and giving birth, I brought my juice slinging experience back to my hometown of Fremont. In the fall of 2020, I finally bought my very own juicer, $100 of birthday money well spent on a used Omega juicer. I started making juice and offering it to friends and family, and then officially launched House of Whole in December of 2020. After only 2 months in operation, I was blessed with a high demand and the ability to invest in a more efficient commercial grade cold pressed juicer. Juicing is the process of extracting the liquid from fruits and vegetables, leaving behind the nearly dry and tasteless pulp or fiber. Without the fiber, our bodies are able to easily absorb this nutrient-dense juice. I like to compare juicing to the most bioavailable multivitamin, except it's delicious. Offering jars of fresh cold pressed juice right here in Newaygo County provides the clean and healthy option to locals without having to compromise on time or quality. There are currently no active juice bars in Newaygo, Oceana, or Lake counties. While there is an option for fresh juice in Muskegon, it is not cold pressed juice, which maintains a higher amount of vitamins and living enzymes for longer than most made-to-order juices. This juice is made with mostly organic produce and served in reusable glass jars, which means it is of the highest quality. House of Whole strives for quality juice that's easy to obtain and delicious to consume. Next slide, please. Mainly appealing to health-conscious women who are seeking wellness for themselves as well as their families, I often sell out of juice throughout the week. In the short time that I've been offering juice, sales have increased from an average of $80 per week in December to over $200 per week now. I'm confident that with the ability to increase supply, I'll be able to meet the demand of my current customers' needs as well as the anticipated growth in the customer base. I foresee a doubling of customers over the next 6 months, as this expansion opportunity would allow me to sell fresh juice at farmers markets, as well as create the possibility of opening a retail location in the future. Next slide, please. In order to increase production, I need more equipment and to move forward in licensing, which ultimately means constructing a commercial kitchen facility right here in my basement garage. And that's where you come in. I'm asking that you consider awarding me and House of Whole with a first place prize money. This will enable me to build this small kitchen in order to pass inspection with the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development and become a licensed juice producer. The picture on the right is my dream kitchen. On the left is a floor plan that I made up. So to fully equip this juice kitchen, I plan to purchase both used and new equipment when necessary. I've estimated that it will cost about $1,200 for a commercial refrigerator, $200 for a stainless steel table, $1,000 for a 3-bay sink and hand sink, about $1,200 for the walls, $1,000 for the installation and the plumbing, $200 for the retail food license, which leaves about $700 for jars, labels, produce, and other small tools and equipment to make this dream into a reality and further serve our community by providing nutrient-dense, delicious cold-pressed juice. By partnering with me in this juicing endeavor, you are helping make an impact in cultivating health and wholeness in the local community, in my family, and maybe even your family as well. Thank you. That's me and my son.
Adorable. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Whitney.
Yeah.
All right. What questions do you have, judges?
Whitney, what kind of margins do you get on your juices?
I have this awesome printout that my stepdad, who retired from Gerber, doing these things helped me make. My lowest margin is about 50%, and the highest right now is 7%.
Yes. So how many different juices do you offer?
It's a rotating menu between, I have 8 to 12 different juices that I have tried. Usually I make 2 to 3 juices a week, and then I set it out in a grab and go so people have it a couple choices.
Hey, Whitney, nice presentation. Do you, as far as your labor, your for the making the juices, do you, when you notice the increase of $80 to $200 a week, what did that mean for your time, and what would that mean if, you know, can you talk to us a little bit about your level of effort to, and you know, correlation to sales?
Absolutely. So the $80 per week was when I had this little tiny juicer that I had to cut all of the produce into small pieces and jam it in. It would take hours to produce the amount that I needed to. The demand was pretty high. It was, you know, at the end of 2020, and people wanted to get healthy. Now I have a commercial style juicer that does the chopping for me. So it, the produce goes in a chute, it grinds it up, and then I press it with a hydraulic press. So now probably the labor is cut in half at least from where it was in December.
Cool. Great. So so the commercial kitchen aspect, does that does that make you more efficient in your mind too?
Yeah, I'm sharing a space with myself in my home kitchen right now. And then therefore also with my toddler who likes to come in and out and work under my feet. So yeah. And then, I'm competing with figuring out times of days or time within the day to work. So I feel like this will create a workspace specific to this. I can get in there, do the whole thing, clean up, put it away, and then leave work and come back upstairs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, great presentation, Whitney. I'm wondering, I love to hear that you're anticipating a brick and mortar store. Do you have any sort of timeline on or goals for when you might see that happen?
So I have been in contact with the director of the rec center here in Fremont, and we talked about the potential of opening the concession stand, the old concession stand there. So that's kind of my idea at this point. I am thinking after licensing, that would be immediate, maybe within the next 2 months. But I can still sell from my home with the grab and go refrigerator too.
Are you going to need any more employees at all as you continue to grow?
I do have an employee that I will hire when it's time. So I think, yeah, as this grows, as I can invest back into the company and maybe grow this into producing some food products too, like sandwiches or healthy donuts or cookies, that kind of stuff. So I do have a person in mind. She's currently in law enforcement right now, and she's going to help me when the time comes. So. But right now I do everything myself.
Okay.
Any other questions from any more judges? All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Whitney.
Thank you.
Okay, so our final presentation today is Emmeline Woodward, who lives in Newaygo County, and her business is Woodline Landscape and Design. So let me get this screen shared for you, and same as everyone else, go ahead and get started whenever you're ready, and let me know when you want me to advance a slide.
You can go next. That's just my business card logo. So that'll be printed on my shirts and my business cards. So I'm Emmeline Suzanne Woodward, born and raised in the village of Hesperia. Gardening took root at a very young age, 28 years filled with love and passion for nature's beauty and all the finest qualities it has to offer. In 2019, I started attending Grow North sessions. That is when my idea really struck solid that I wanted to work towards opening Woodline Landscape and Design. I have 4 years in sales and marketing, working and managing the Department of Public Works for Hesperia, or the village of Hesperia. The last 2 years, my experience grew. I maintained lawn care and maintenance for the village's local parks, operated a backhoe, dump truck, maintained local streets and sidewalks, cleared trees and brush, as well as plowing in the winter. I also shadowed recently landscapers for my personal growth. Currently, I have applied to several different colleges and plan on attending classes in the fall to work towards a degree as a landscape architect. I truly have the drive to achieve my goals for Woodline Landscape and Design, all while bringing the happiness to others. I want to spread my passion one landscape at a time, cultivating the happiness for others to enjoy. Next. So Woodline Landscape and Design, we offer lawn care and maintenance, foodscape and landscape design to residential and commercial clients, mowing, weeding, tree removal, brush cleanup, and fertilizing, keeping our clients' lawns maintained and well groomed, adding plants of all sorts, flowers, vegetables, fruit trees, herbs, trees and shrubs, cultivating an attractive and beneficial oasis that can be edible too. Woodline Landscape and Design is here for all your landscaping needs. The passion I carry for my niche is forever and endless. Next. Achieving first place for Woodline Landscape and Design. Currently, I have a small client base. I have not fully launched my business. The reason being lack of accessibility to haul my tools and equipment. Also not having access to a riding lawnmower. I've been using a push mower. I have an outpouring clients that need and want my landscaping services. I have serviced clients from Newaygo, Oceana, and Muskegon County. In these surrounding counties, I have noticed that there are very few competitors. Most landscapers are doing more clicks, fertilizing, and mowing, but very few offer their service to residential. Achieving first place would be a blessing of a lifetime, as I have been working the last couple of years to launch my business. The confidence and structure to build and launch Woodline Landscape and Design. It will be full-time, definitely a profitable business. I will triple my client base, $300 to $500 per day. I want to add 1 to 2 employees, one being full-time and one part-time. I have been in contact with Marie, and I spelled your name wrong, I apologize, from the SBCD on planning my business and getting ready to fully launching and opening Woodline Landscape and Design will bring growth and investment within the communities. The past 2 years, I have created relationships with local organic farmers who will supply a greenhouse to not only invest in the lawns, but the plants and flowers that will be going into them. Next. Winnings into investments is what I'd like to say. So I would like to get a trailer, a 5x8, to haul my zero-turn lawnmower. And then also expanding my business, cards, yard signs, and launching social media sites. And these pictures here, these are just like an example. The colors are not going to be those colors. We're working with the colors right now. And then also a rototiller. Next. So Woodline Landscape and Design truly is the next big and beneficial landscaping service in our area. I truly believe that I have the work ethic and motivation and the passion to succeed, as well as provide a service to bring happiness to all. Our targeting market is homeowners who do not have the time, vision, and skills to maintain their lawn in excellent condition. There also may be some new homeowners who want to give a decent look to their property, as well as some homeowners that want to sell their property at a higher price. And the housing market is up right now, and I do come across a lot of houses for sale and their lawns aren't mowed. I want to work towards starting out mowing and just doing the basic landscaping, so that money that I make, I can invest into bigger and better tools. I want to do more of foodscaping and have people have an edible lawn. And yeah, there might be one more slide, I believe. I apologize, I'm super nervous. Nope, I'm not. So my projection weekly, and this is on average right now, like I said, I'm going to be tripling, if not quadrupling, what I'm making right now, because I'm using a push mower. I'm limited to hauling all the tools that I actually need, so it takes me a lot longer to get a job done. So I'm figuring weekly, I'm going to make on average about 2,000 to 25 a week, and then monthly 750 to 8,500. And then all that money that I do
All right,
make,
your time's up, Emmy.
my time's up, sorry.
Yes, that's okay. That's okay. You did awesome. So let's see, judges, what questions do you have?
Hey, great presentation. I'm curious what the tipping point will be for this to become your full-time job.
I already have it basically as my full-time. I do a lot of just mowing and maintenance right now. but I could do double the work that I'm doing right now if I had a 0 turn and a trailer to operate with. I could get yards done faster, pick up more clients, activate I have social media sites made, but I haven't published them yet because I want to have the tools and resources that I need to get the job done and get it done the right way, in a timely manner. So yeah, I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, no, that's great. And the second question is, where will you store all your equipment, this trailer and?
So I have a property that I'm actually in the process of buying right now. I have a house with a garage and a shed. So I would store it at my home in Hesperia. I'm located in Hesperia.
Any other questions from judges? Okay, awesome. That was so great, Emmy.
Sorry, thank you.
Those were all really, really amazing ideas. Judges, you guys are going to have a pretty hard time, I think, trying to figure out who gets what prize. So the judges are going to go into a breakout room now with Travis to figure out all the details of who gets what and what final places everyone is. And we will see all the judges in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to move all the judges right now. Hopefully I'm doing this right. So you should be seeing that in just a second. So, all right.
Thank you all, by the way, too. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now don't forget, if you guys have any questions for any of the entrepreneurs, go ahead and put them in the chat right now, direct them to Jody, and then we will get to that in just a couple minutes. So while the judges are deliberating, we're going to be hearing a few words from some of our sponsors and partners, and then we will hear an update from one of our 2020 Pitch North winners, and then we'll move on to that Q&A section. So today definitely would not be possible without our sponsors, and we wanted to give them an opportunity to share some information with you.
The mission of Fremont Area Community Foundation is to improve the quality of life in Newaygo County. Quality of life is evidenced by a vibrant economy, an effective public sector, and well-being across all socioeconomic levels. Small businesses are the lifeblood of rural economies, and it is entrepreneurs who generate the ideas that establish and grow new business ventures. Before Pitch North, local innovators had to compete with a larger pool of candidates in urban areas, and often to be evaluated by judges who may not understand rural. Pitch North levels the playing field and helps to foster a vibrant local economy. The entrepreneurs who are successful in bringing new ideas to the marketplace create jobs and stimulate the economy. The Community Foundation is delighted to support Pitch North, and we wish all contestants much success in the future.
Oceana and Newaygo counties. So thank you to all the finalists. Congratulations on getting to this point. I know the judges are going to have a hard time choosing just one winner. You guys have all done a fantastic job, and I want to congratulate each and every one of you for your efforts tonight. So thank you for allowing us to sponsor the event tonight. Thank you to both Newaygo and Oceana County Economic Development Organizations for hosting tonight and putting this event on for our local small businesses. So thanks again, congratulations, and good luck.
It's time to reshape our energy future and redefine who we are. That's why Consumers Energy is taking a stand for Michigan's environment, a stand to protect our planet for future generations and to do what's right, not merely what's required. We're taking a stand to be coal-free with the use of water, wind, solar, and new technologies. Let's be a driving force for good together.
Good afternoon. I'm Jonathan Wilson, Regional Manager at DTE Energy. Welcome to Newaygo County's Pitch North event. As you know, Pitch North offers entrepreneurs the opportunity to pitch their ideas and compete for cash prizes. This is important because individuals living in rural areas often have less access to funding and resources to pursue their business ideas. DTE is proud to sponsor this event and proud to be a longtime partner of the Right Place. We are always looking for ways to connect with our communities and with the people we serve, and events like Pitch North help us do just that. Good luck to all the entrepreneurs and have a wonderful day.
Hi, my name is John Schneider, and I'm the city manager for the city of Newaygo. This year, the city of Newaygo sponsored Pitch North because we understand that talent and innovation are a key part to driving the local economy. And so we're hoping that as part of this competition, that you identify your talents and that you find a way to expand those into something that really benefits your family and also our community. So good luck in the competition, and we hope that no matter how the outcome is for this competition, that you would continue to drive forward on your endeavors, because we know that it will produce very good things. So good luck.
West Shore Community College has a mission in which to help build communities where an individual can live, work, learn, and prosper. Entrepreneurship is integral to a healthy economic ecosystem, and that is why we have sponsored Pitch North. Congratulations to all the participants, and we look forward to being your future customer.
Hello, entrepreneurs. My name is John Buckley. I'm President and CEO of Gerber Federal Credit Union. We are excited to support such an amazing event. I would like to start out by congratulating all the competitors. You may have taken a huge step towards the expansion of your very own business. Small business makes up 64% of net new private sector jobs and 49% of private sector payrolls. They are truly the lifeblood of our rural economies. Gerber Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution serving Newaygo County and surrounding townships. We were founded here and we're focused on growing here along with you. We would love the opportunity to discuss your goals with you. Visit our website at www.gerberfcu.com, connect with us on social media, or stop in at one of our Fremont or Newaygo branches. Thank you also to the Right Place for hosting this great event. Best of luck to all the competitors. Thank you.
And as I mentioned earlier, each entrepreneur will have an opportunity to receive a complimentary 1-month membership to the Lakeshore Fab Lab. And we caught up with Chris Kaminsky a couple days ago to give us a tour of this amazing regional resource.
Welcome to the Lakeshore Fab Lab. My name is Chris Kaminsky. So just a quick introduction of what the Lakeshore Fab Lab is. Think shop class combined with a gym membership. So we're here in downtown Muskegon, attached to Muskegon Community College, but we're actually like open to the public of all ages, and anything you want to do, we're open for that. We opened about 3 years ago, and we have a ton of equipment that you could use for marketing materials. Maybe you need to make some signs for your business, and I'll kind of walk you through some of the different technologies we have. So locally, Rake Brewing, they bottle craft beer down in downtown Muskegon, and they had a label machine break, and they had a release that they had to do. So we helped them out last minute with some labels. So maybe your product or business, you might need some labels. You could come play with that down here at the Fab Lab. You know, laser etching, you need some marketing promotional items. This is a laser etch wine box, right? We'll walk this way. This is a project we helped out with Pigeon Hill Brewing. So we did some promotional, this is metal bottle openers for their mug club members. We got laser etch glasses. So maybe you are setting up at a local craft market or a farmer's market, or you have a store. These are kind of an add-on product. You could come down here and etch, play with some designs, and make for your customers. We'll follow into the, Cindy will just give you an overview of some of the items here. This is the project we made for a member. So this is a high schooler who started selling like canned jams and jellies. So we printed out some labels for him to use. This is something I found on the internet and was playing with the other day. So we're playing around with making our own packaging here at the Fab Lab using cardstock. So you don't have to go and order, you know, 10,000 from a manufacturer. Maybe you need to come make 100 here. Let's walk over into the additive manufacturing lab. You might have a use for 3D printing for based on what I've heard from your businesses. We can talk about that more one-on-one. But I think a lot of you are going to be interested in this machine because this is a vinyl plotter that can make banners, stickers, car decals. You can make shirts, right? Who doesn't love the Burning Man this year? So these are stickers. You can make sticker packs like this for fundraising for, you know, your product. Maybe you need some posters or just, you know, banners for going to a, you know, a craft fair to sell your stuff. These are the higher end 3D printers we have in the lab here. If you have an application for them, feel free to reach out and maybe we can help it come to life. And then I guess kind of the last section of the Fab Lab is more of the higher end equipment. So over here we have our CNC router, our CNC plasma cutter, and our CNC Haas mini mill. So if you need a wooden sign or furniture, or maybe you need a stand to display your products, any of these machines can help you out with that. So, yeah.
We do also have materials available for purchase here, or you can bring your own materials in. We have annual memberships, monthly memberships, and then we also can do consulting services. We can work on teaching CAD programming. All those things are available here.
If this all seems intimidating, it is. We'll help you.
And we're down in Muskegon at 388 West Clay Avenue, the old Muskegon Chronicle and Masonic Temple building. We hope you come to see us.
Yeah, I have to say good luck with your pitches. 6 years ago now, I got this shirt from a pitch competition that I went to. And I have to say, it put me on the journey to run the Fab Lab here by meeting people. So talk to people. Even if you fall flat on your face like I did, you know, you'll get a shirt out of it maybe and a lot of connections.
Sorry, I was muted there. I don't know about you guys, but I think this is a really amazing resource that we have in our region. And I kind of want to go down and get myself a membership to the Fab Lab to play around with those things. So really big thanks again to Cindy at Muskegon Community College and Chris at the Fab Lab for this awesome opportunity for all of our finalists.
I want to point out that Chris did put his website, lakeshorefablab.com, in the chat and his email. So thanks for doing that, Chris, because I think you'll have a lot of interested people. And then I also want to remind everyone that each of the 5 finalists are getting a 1-month membership. So be thinking of what you're wanting to use the Fab Lab for. It's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we had Lori Sapinski join or not. She was going to give us a little bit of an update on some things that Start Garden is doing. Lori, if you're on, go ahead and unmute. If not, we'll move along. Okay.
I don't see her on the
Okay, no big deal. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to hear a little bit from one of our past winners. So Pitch North has supported 10 different entrepreneurs over the past couple of years. And our second place winner from 2020 is here to share a little bit of an update. So Ron from Elsie's Ice Cream.
Hey everyone, Ron from Elsie's Ice Cream. Thank you so much for having me. I want to show you some of the wonderful things we were able to do because of this fantastic program. Let me flip the video around. And what we did is we took a garage, which was Elsie's Ice Cream, and we were able to do a complete remodel. We added the back wall, we added tables, we refinished the tables, and we added this awesome soda bar. This has been a dream of ours, and Pitch North was instrumental in allowing us to be able to do this. So thank you, Pitch North. Thank you, judges. Thank you, everyone, for this wonderful opportunity. We really are excited that we won second place. As a result of winning and building this bar, we've been able to add 2 new employees to our organization and additional shifts. And we plan on adding more employees this year to keep up with the demand of business growth. Thank you.
So Ron, I just have a quick question. I know you allowed Jody and I to come in and tour a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, that video right there, it looks beautiful, but man, seeing it in person, especially compared to what it used to be, it is completely transformational. So you mentioned, obviously this was able to add some more seating. About how much did this increase your indoor capacity from previously?
We added 16 seats. We're still at half capacity until full restrictions are limited, but we've added 16 additional seats along with the indoor order counter. So if weather is kind of bad, people can come in and get out of the rain and enjoy some ice cream.
Awesome. And then I know, so you won second place last year, which was around $2,500. And that was over
Correct.
half of what you invested in this, right? So it was really the majority of your total project cost that we were able to fund.
That's correct. We've been able to, we did the work ourselves. So to cover materials and such, we were maybe 3,200 total. So the 2,500 covered the bulk of the cost.
Awesome. That's so exciting. Thank you so much for jumping on to share that update with us. So Jody, I think we've got a couple minutes now before the judges return. So does anybody have questions either for maybe Ron from last year or for any of our entrepreneurs that were speaking today?
I have a question for Caleb,
Sure.
actually, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So you're an organic farmer, correct? Is that what you said? You sell vegetables. Like if I wanted to do a foodscape, do you sell in that type of manner, or have you thought about doing like investing with or partnering up kind of with somebody else? I guess is my question.
So you're asking if you would sell plants for you to do foodscape? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Oh, you accidentally muted yourself, Emmy.
I have one guy in Hesperia that's just starting out as well, but he has some really nice greenhouses and does all organic. But I just it'd be nice to talk with somebody else too and kind of get your view.
Oh, you muted yourself again. You must have hit something.
I'm terrible. This is not for me. I'm used to being outside. Yeah, I don't know if you can kind of go from there from what I said, Caleb.
And Caleb, you're on mute too.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I'm also not good at this. So you're looking for vegetable starts for your business? Is that?
Yes. Yep. I have one. I have a really big job coming up, and it's for a local food spot in Hesperia. And I have a deadline for July 4th. And this year, this farmer, he usually sells the Amish and everything. So basically this year, everything's accounted for.
Okay.
So I'm wanting to do herbs and things like that, tomatoes and pots, and something easy for them to start out with. And then next year I want to put in eco-friendly irrigation systems.
Okay.
Because they have the property in town to do it. And yeah, we can hide it pretty well. So I'm looking within the next week or so to actually partner with somebody, but I want to do organic. That's something I'm really big into too.
Yeah. Right now, all of my vegetable transplants are just produced from my farm myself.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, in the future, as you get going with your business, if you 6 months to 12 months advance notice, if you ever want to contract, any of that stuff, I could definitely look into that. I mean, I have the propagation space and everything like that. So
would you mind if I got your number so I could contact you and just kind of maybe talk some things over, over the phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to shoot an email to a Garden in the Woods farm at gmail.com.
Okay.
Then yeah, we can start correspondence that way.
And I'll share contact info with all the finalists because I definitely see some synergies that could exist between a number of you. So I'll definitely share that. So I'm getting some text messages from Travis. Man, the judges are having a really hard time deciding. So Jody, do you want to take it over and go ahead and do some Q&A?
Sure, would love to do that. Okay, so we did get a few questions, or I got a few questions in the chat. And one is actually to all of you. And it's asking if you could go back in time and have a conversation, a real deep one here we're starting with. If you could go back in time and have a conversation with yourself, what would you tell yourself, given that, COVID happened, given that maybe you were worried about taking a risk, what kind of wisdom would you share with yourself from a year ago? Who wants to go first?
I can jump in if you'd like.
Awesome. Good.
This is one I think a lot about with the experience of my whole business, starting in farmers markets and then going to this delivery service, is there was a point in time in the beginning years where I was afraid to spend money to invest in my business. And because I was trying to do everything so bootstrap, I couldn't see the direct return on those things. And now that I've reached that point where I feel very secure in the business, where I build a new hoop house and I know that I'm going to get the direct monetary return in that. I wish in the early years that I told myself, like, just spend the money, like you will get the return on this. And so that's one that I definitely have.
Good. Take the risk. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. What about you, Ami? You have your hand up. You're willing to go next. Thank you.
Yeah. Mine was just confidence. Having that confidence to actually go out there and do that, and or to put myself out there. And failure, I think everybody's scared to kind of fail. But once I really started going and digging deeper, I mean, the passion's there's money to be made, and I'm going to make people happy. So, yeah.
Great, thanks. Whitney, you're next on my screen if you want to share your insight on that.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on what Caleb said, because that's really great advice to just invest sooner rather than later. So a year ago, if I would have invested in this juice in a juicer, I didn't get my juicer until October or something. I would have had probably twice as much of a customer base. But also then when I did start investing in myself and believing in myself and just taking that leap, it's kind of like if you do it, they will come. If you book them, they will come. So it's turned out amazing so far. So I'm going to say invest in myself and also just believe in myself.
Awesome. Thank you. Eric, do you want to share anything?
I would say just have faith in your idea. Like, we just opened for the retail side of this a few weeks ago of selling our beef, and that the first weekend was good. And then the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that first week, it was really slow. And we're like, oh man, is this idea really going to take off? And then since then, demand has taken off. So you just have to have belief in your idea. If it's a good idea, it's going to succeed.
Great, thank you. Courtney, did you want to answer that?
Yeah, mine just kind of piggybacks off Emmy, is just having the confidence and just go for it, you know, follow those leads, even if you don't think it's going to go anywhere. I mean, you're never going to know unless you try. So
Good. Well, I think we need to give all 5 of you a big, even if it's silent, Zoom applause. We haven't done that yet, and you all deserve it. You did an awesome job, every one of you. And like Rich, one of the judges, is reminding you, you beat out about 30 people to be top 5 finalists. And so you're all winners. You're all leaving with something tonight, and as including the cool Fab Lab membership and at least $500. So thank you again for taking the risk and having the confidence and submitting and presenting. You all did a great job, and you're all going to be adding great value to our local communities and our economies. So thank you so much for doing that. I think I have a couple more questions if the judges are still battling it out, or are
the
we all
judges are
set?
back, but
Okay.
if you want to take another question, I
Sure.
think we still have a little bit of time for that.
Okay. So some of these questions then are directed individually. So oh, here's a fun one. Whitney, please tell me what a healthy donut is. So,
A healthy donut is made with nuts and let's see, I think cacao, coconut oil, cashews, oatmeal. It's the shape of a donut. Guys, I already have the molds for these, so it will be coming soon. It's just gonna trick us into thinking that we're eating donuts. There's really chocolate on top, but it's a healthier version of chocolate. So yeah, it's there.
Can't wait. Okay. I have a question for let's see. Oh, and kind of along the same lines. Emmy, give us an example of foodscape. Like, so I guess you kind of did, since the question was asked but if you have any more to elaborate on what it would be like if someone wanted a foodscape in their yard landscape, what that might look like.
okay. First off, what really struck that idea, honestly, I was watching this small bluegrass band at this place in Muskegon. It was actually last summer, and I love cherry tomatoes to where the point is I'll pick them off and just eat them. And I caught myself, they had a little tomato plant, just one, sitting there, and 2 ladies were standing there, and I caught myself eating them. And then we just got into that conversation of foodscaping. So with foodscaping, I really want to try to direct it more towards commercial at first, because there are a lot of local business owners that do cook raw or from scratch, or use, more spices and herbs and stuff like that. Yeah, so I don't know if that answered the question.
It did, and that makes sense, especially for restaurants that have outdoor space
Yep.
and things for.
And then also, I mean, at first I wanted to direct more towards like elderly. I know a lot of people around here that, love to landscape and have a garden and foodscape as well, but they're too old to actually get to their garden, or they don't have the strength to weed to where I can put it in pots and make it pretty, or do raised garden beds in that, to where it's more convenient for them.
Good, awesome, that makes sense. Yeah. So Eric, the question was, what is your current customer base and following, and how much is transferring from your, I guess, well, it's only been a couple of weeks, but talking more about how you've already built up a following. I don't know that we heard numbers or anything on that.
We have roughly, I think our Facebook page has roughly around 500 followers right now. We have promoted some ads on Facebook. So our view has been up to like 8,700 people have seen our ads in the last month.
Wow.
So they are getting out there. We have had quite a few people that stop on the weekends that are from down south, Grand Rapids, Muskegon area that are up here camping on the river and whatnot. And so try the product. A lot of them have been returning.
Awesome. Great. Let's see. Are you planning then to do a lot of online appointments and things like that? Because you mentioned not being disturbed while you're providing the service. So people aren't going to be calling as much.
It's a possibility. I haven't really looked into that. I'm not really very technical, so I imagine I might run into a lot of problems with that. But I was more so thinking of doing that in between, just not stopping to answer the phone when I'm grooming, wait till I'm done and have that little break in between to return calls and schedule appointments for people.
Okay, great. I think we got a question in for everybody, right? So.
All right, well, that's perfect timing. I was going to say maybe one more question and then we'll move along here. So, so as Jody just said, everybody who presented today, I'm so proud of all of you guys. Number one, you stepped out of your comfort zone and you submitted your idea. You took that leap of faith and you beat out so many other people to make it to this final 5. And you are all walking away with something. So you are all getting a 1-month membership to the Fab Lab. And that in itself is really, really awesome. But then the really cool part is the cash prizes. And so we're going to get to that right now. I'm really nervous. Okay. So placing 5th with a $500 prize, we have Courtney DeGarmo with Courtney's Canine Creations in Oceana County. Congratulations, Courtney. And the judges had such a hard time deciding all the places and everything. And so they wanted to give a little bit of feedback, basically after we announce every person. So judges, I don't know if you want to take a stab at giving Courtney her feedback.
I just have a quick one for Courtney. Just keep an eye on, your lease and being, you have a lot of potential. Just make sure when you get into the lease and all the nuances of that, just make sure you're maybe get some support and reviewing that, just to make sure you keep yourself not too bogged down with that.
Awesome. Thanks, Rich. Okay, so walking away with $1,000 in 4th place is Emmeline Woodward, Woodline Landscape and Design in Newaygo County. Congratulations, Emmy.
Julie, we got some weird screen.
We
got the wrong screen.
Oh, dang it.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I don't think it's anything private. There you go.
I almost had it right the whole time.
That's
Sorry,
okay. Awesome.
There we go. Now do you see the right?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, judges, any feedback that you wanted to give to Emmy?
Yeah, I did, Emmy. This is Tracy. I like the idea of the fruitscape and the elevated gardens. I was telling all the judges that there are a ton of landscaping and snow removal businesses out there, but what you described with the cherry tomatoes, we actually kind of ran into that when we bought some hanging plants like that off of our deck, and we just absolutely loved it. So getting into that piece, you might want to consider like teaming up with some of the people that do that type of stuff and then adding that to their plan as kind of enhancing their business, because I completely agree. I mean, having an edible garden in your landscaping, especially if it's right off your back deck, and for the elderly that can't kind of get out there or bend down, or, I think it's a great idea. So.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so rounding out the top 3, we have Eric Carson with Carson Family Beef walking away with $1,500 to move his business forward. Congratulations, Eric. Judges, do we have any feedback that you guys wanted to share?
Eric, just personally, I'm super excited about your product. I'd love to know where to find it, where I can buy it and support what you've got going on. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So Nicole, you can go from Hart straight through Hesperia to Stone Road and then head south and you'll find Eric's farm.
That was kind of my question. Can you just stop there and buy the products?
You can. That's how we're doing most of our sales right now, is that way. We also do have a website. It's a Square website, so you can purchase online if we have product available, which right now we're running low on product. So you can stop most days of the week, especially Fridays and Saturdays, there'll be someone around. And if there's not, there's a note on the door that says, hey, please call this number and we can come help you. So that's how to go about that.
Awesome. Great presentation, Eric. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now second place winner receiving $2,500 check is Whitney Shornagel with House of Whole from Newaygo County. Congratulations, Whitney.
Yay, thank you.
Yay. So judges, any feedback to provide to Whitney?
I think we all agreed that your presentation was great. It's a great idea and we'd love to see you succeed. So
Awesome, thanks.
and it definitely was one of the closest races we've seen.
It's okay,
Yes.
I'll make a partnership with Caleb.
And then that means that first place with $4,500 is Caleb from a Garden in the Woods farm in Oceana County. Congratulations, Caleb. I'm so excited for you guys.
Thank you guys so much. This is amazing. Thank you.
Caleb, I have to say we were extremely impressed with your ability to pivot like you did and change your business. And we're real excited to see what you're going to be able to do in the future.
Thank you so much. To have that repeat success with the business again in 2021, I knew that it was the business model and not just COVID that made it a success. So thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll just add to that, Caleb, you've tapped into something really special, and to echo what she said, we're really looking forward to the future of what you've started.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Thank you.
So now it is up to us in our communities to support these entrepreneurs as they launch and grow their businesses. So take some time this summer. We have a little tour the finalists map on the screen here. I can certainly email this out if anyone wants it, but these businesses are going to be successful when their community supports them. So I certainly encourage everyone to do that. And I wanted to take just a quick minute to invite all the finalists to share any final words if they wanted to say anything. So why don't we start, Eric, why don't we start with you? If you have anything to say, if you don't have anything, that's fine too.
Thank you for everyone that put this on, and for people that are going to do it in the future, just take that chance and put your idea out there. You never know what other people might think of your idea.
Completely agree. So Courtney, do you have any final words that you'd like to share?
I just wanted to thank
All right. What about Emmy? Do you have any final words to say?
I just want to say thank you so much for providing this opportunity to all of us. It's amazing. There's good people out there like you guys that care and want to see people actually succeed and crush their goals. So thank you. I appreciate you all.
Thanks, Emmy. Courtney, do you have anything to share?
Whitney?
I'm sorry, Whitney. I totally meant
It's okay.
Whitney. I was looking at you.
Yeah, again, thank you. Thank you for awarding me second place. I'm so excited and it's definitely much needed. I'm going to put it to great use. So make sure that you stop by and get some juice for your family too, because it's that good.
Awesome. And then Caleb, any last words?
I just want to say thank you to all the judges. Everyone is from such diversified backgrounds of the business world, and it's people and your organizations that really, boost up small businesses. And just want to thank Julie and Jody for hosting and, taking all the time to do all the correspondence and prep work with us. And just thank you everyone very much.
All right. Well, just wanted to take one last second to thank our sponsors, because without them, we would not be able to be here today. And then, of course, thanks to The Right Place for allowing us to do this really, really important work in our communities. So that's it. That's a wrap for Pitch North 2021. Thank you so much for everyone who attended and for all the entrepreneurs. You guys all have a great night. Thank you.